Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We're talking about something that you may not be thinking a whole lot about, but something you might be excited to learn more about. I know I am. We're talking a little bit about dry cleaning today, doing a spotlight on a local business. This is Don Goodweiler with Right Touch Dry Cleaners. Thanks for being here.
You bet. Happy to be here.
So, some of the questions that I have here, one of which I'm really excited to ask you is, I want to talk a little bit about the misconceptions surrounding dry cleaning. You may be familiar with this thought at home. You sort of drop your things off, they're dirty, comes back clean, but you don't really know what's going on back there. So share with us that process.
Sure. I think that quite a few people, either they're busy in their lives, they have kids, they have jobs, they have stuff going on. So, they'll bring in a bag of clothing and drop it off, and they don't necessarily know what goes on. So dry cleaning fulfills a function that washing doesn't. Maybe one of the misconceptions is that everything gets dry cleaned when you drop it off at the dry cleaner. That's not necessarily the case. So some of the stuff we do wash and press, some of the stuff we do what's called wet cleaning, and some of the stuff we do dry clean. And there's other processes involved too, but we try and follow what care labels say. Now, they're not always right, but dry cleaning performs a function that works well in unison with washing. So washing is good at taking out water-based stains. So if you get something when you break any stain down enough, it's either going to be oil-based or water-based. And washing works really good on the water-based stuff, but let's say you have a t-shirt and you get some pizza grease on it and you wash it and you didn't realize there's a stain on it, but it comes out of the dryer and you can clearly see the grease stain on it. So dry cleaning pulls that kind of stuff out. So it doesn't work as well for the water-based stuff, doesn't really touch it, but for the grease-based stuff, it works really great. So it works great on stuff like if you get some lipstick or makeup on, that's grease-based stuff, and it will pull that out. So it just gives us another option as far as cleaning your clothes to pull out what we need to pull out of it.
That's really interesting because I would assume if you like you said, a pizza stain or something, I would probably first instinct would be to stick it in the washer.
Right.
And maybe get it out, probably not, right? But you can bring something like that to the dry cleaners and you can go through another process.
Absolutely.
To have a lot more luck.
And one of the conversations I constantly have with customers is if you get a stain on your clothing and you don't know what to do, don't do anything to it. Just bring it to us, and the first time you try and treat a stain, I've been doing this for over a decade, for 13 years, and I do all the spotting at my shop. So I know quite a bit about this, and the first time you attack a stain is your best chance to get it out.
Okay.
So even, rubbing a little water on it is not a good idea. So if you're not sure, your best bet is to bring it into a dry cleaner like ours and give us a chance to work on it from the get-go.
What a great tip. A perfect misconception to bust for us. I want to make sure we chat a little bit about some of the specialty services. I was looking at your website, righttouchdrycleaners.com, and saw a really impressive list of some specialty things that you do that I didn't realize were even possible. So share some of those with us.
Sure. There's quite a few things. So some of the more obscure ones would be down pillows. So we can actually clean your down pillow. Now, it's not a cleaning process where we put it in a machine and clean it like that. What we actually do is we cut open the ticking, which is the covering to the pillow, and then we dump all the down into a machine, and it's tumbled in there, and there's an ozone that's released inside the machine. And ozone actually is one of the best ways to kill bacteria. So you actually clean the feathers, and then we blow those feathers back into a brand new ticking, and so it shuts. So you're essentially getting a brand new pillow. So that's one. We do quite a few wedding dresses. So you're done with your wedding, and the gown is sitting in the closet or under the bed or whatnot, and you'd like to hang on to it. You can actually bring it to us, and I used to do them at the shop, but now we send them out to a very reputable company, and they clean it and preserve it in a preservation box and actually vacuum seal it in there. And there's a little window where you can see it, and the preservation is actually guaranteed for life too. So we do leathers, we do furs, we do sewing and alterations as well as repairs. If you need a button replaced or whatnot, we'll take care of that for you.
What a long list.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few things. Even some of the specialty cleaning, we can do stuffed animals. We've done like mascot uniforms before. So
all these things that I wouldn't think about.
Right.
This is turning into a long list, but I love it. These are great ideas for us to, some of the things you might have thought you couldn't keep anymore,
Sure.
or don't touch that grease stain. That was my biggest takeaway.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing all that. This is Don
You bet.
Goodweiler with Right Touch Dry Cleaners. Pleasure chatting with you.
You too.
We've got more Talk of the Town coming up right after the break.